Project 2 Task 3 requires you to report on closing the formal mentoring arrangement that you've undertaken with your mentee. Those 3 sessions that you've had that were 30 minutes long, and the mentoring plan that you created in Task 1 now come to an end. And it's about you reporting how those outcomes were achieved both for the mentee and for the organisation as well. So don't forget, in any kind of formal mentoring process within an organisation, there needs to be outcomes that the organisation has achieved as a whole as well. So as it says in the instructions, you're required to conduct a review and final closeout meeting with your mentee. In this meeting, you are to negotiate and agree on the closure to the formal mentoring arrangement, including progress on achieving outcomes. This may include an agreement to continue the relationship informally. You'll be required to complete the mentoring evaluation report. And again, we've provided a template for you that meets the criteria, so make sure that you fill in that template fully. In the template, you are to fill in how the evaluation of the effectiveness of your mentoring agreement actually was achieved. The evaluation must include benefits achieved for stakeholders, recommendations for the future for the organisation or for individuals, and lessons learnt from the mentoring process as a whole. You're required to submit the template fully completed. So let's have a look at what's within that template that you need to complete. So again, client, mentor is yourself, mentee is the person that you've been mentoring. The scope of the mentoring, we can review that from back in the mentoring plan that you created in Task 1. Same with boundaries and purpose. You could actually copy and paste those over from Task 1. Again, remembering though, if the scope, the boundaries or the purpose of the mentoring did change during the session, this is where you would actually document what changes occurred. From here, you'll go through and fill in what the overall outcomes of the mentoring program were. What has the mentee learnt or been able to achieve as a result of the mentoring? And how has the mentoring program benefited the organisation as a whole? In the next heading, you'll put recommendations for future mentoring programs. The general things we tend to see is more time needs to be allocated for the mentor and the mentee to meet. There needs to be additional support provided for the mentee in between sessions with their manager or supervisor. You know, some of the recommendations don't necessarily need to be what the mentee needs to do, but more what the organisation needs to do moving forward to support future mentoring programs. And again, that flies into the lessons learnt as well. What kind of lessons were learnt from this mentoring program? Don't forget, there's a reasonable chance you playing the role of the mentor, you learnt some things in here as well. So you can write what the organisation should have learnt from this, what you as the mentor learnt, and also what the mentee learnt with regards to the mentoring program. And again, at the end of this document, you also need to put name, dates and signatures. So please make sure that they're complete before you submit your assessment for marking. I hope these tips have helped you again.